welcome everybody. We are going to play some more Returnal from last night. Last night we got through the first biome, so we have access to the second now. Hoping that we can get to, at a minimum, the third biome, but that'll be a we'll see. I didn't know that was over there. I guess I did. Also, this is my IRL friend. His name is Trusty Bro.
Ooh, there we go. You're gonna be better at that than I am. And I'm gonna make up names sometimes. I'm definitely here as Kyle or Jennifer, and we're just
Let's go. Okay. Ooh. We're just kind of talking about games and game companies. I wanted to bring him in because I thought the conversation was pretty good. We've been talking about... I haven't talked to him in a while. He and I have pretty decent conversations, honestly. And tonight we have been talking about how game studios have really gotten driven by corporate route, and actual gameplay does not always coincide with the end product.
Yeah.
So there's, such a thing as overpromising. There's such a thing as releasing an 18th of a game. There's a thing of just shutting down the studio before releasing, truthfully.
Yeah. We were talking about like how we can, what strategies we could do, which we hadn't come up with anything good, I think, but how we can hold a company responsible for releasing their product.
Yeah, I mean what is it? The biggest one to think about was Cyberpunk 2077. Well, the two semi-good examples, but really still.
CD Projekt Red.
There's the red.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it just hit me. I was like, oh yeah.
No, I mean it's actually like before it's Cyberpunk 2077. It's actually a AAA game manufacturer in general, isn't it? They've had a couple good games, right? Before Cyberpunk.
The Witcher being one of them, yeah.
So, I mean, it boils down to they have the potential to be good, truthfully, but when they released Cyberpunk 2077, it was just an absolute pile of stuff that comes out of horses.
Yeah.
And so, the thing I was thinking, and I think Jim here has suggested, like, my thought process was... That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the only way that would fail. If we sounded exactly the same on the screen, then it's over. Like, I don't know who's Kimberly and who's Jim, but we're having a hard time. And I apologize.
The thing I was thinking is, there is oh, not what I meant to do, but it worked. Oh, this is so they actually, weirdly enough, they start 3 minutes after, so you're actually getting ads because of you started ever so slightly later rather than immediately. They start at like 3 minutes, I think. It's just a weird thing. I don't know.
I'd say 3 for 3.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes. But so the other part is you won't get them for I think thank you so much for the bits, Durgan. Welcome in, welcome in. Well, bit, but still works. Thank you so much, man. Welcome in, welcome in. So did you watch this at all yesterday? I think you stopped in for a second. Durgan, Dragon.
I was gonna say, yeah. It's a good name.
Kill hostiles simultaneously. Ooh, that's gonna be kind of difficult. But we'll see. See if I can do it. Okay, so this is this area. Why weren't there two of them? Okay, I can take your shield. You know, CD Projekt Red simply released an unfinished game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, it's and the same thing with No Man's Sky. You know, they released a unfinished product, just completely bold-faced, and they got the money that they wanted out of it. I mean, yeah, they made good on their semi-promises, but the truth of the matter is it's still, you know, they released an unfinished game. Those are definitely the better examples of most of it.
I think Anthem is a really good example. You know, because they actually just quit. They're like, yeah, we'll pull this stuff and we'll do what we'll do. And then they just like never lied. And they just kicked out.
I didn't hear
Everything
about
that they
that.
said was just a lie. Yeah, it's an older by like a year or two, I think.
I
But
know.
Yeah,
I know of the game, but I didn't know that they further made promises and kept them.
yeah. Yeah, no, they had a whole slew of things that they just like let go because it just wasn't financially feasible.
Wow.
Which is silly.
I mean, it's
Like,
intense.
I think with CD Projekt Red, I guess the reason I'm even mentioning that is just like because they at least did it. You know, No Man's Sky at least did the thing at the end of the day that they said that they would do.
Or close, because I don't know what they promised. I wasn't really interested in the game, to be fair, but it's still a major issue because they didn't deliver the bulk of what. Woo, that was lucky. This is a toughie. Are you watching? I'm at like no health, just absolutely just trying to survive.
I believe in you though.
The crazy thing is, I used to plow through this game like it was nothing. It's insane. But,
That takes time, you know what I mean? Like it's like any skill. Just kidding. You've lost it forever. It's never coming back.
I mean, it sounds about right. Just gonna go with that.
Oh no.
50% retain consumable. Nice-ish. Do I have any health? I do not. Now I don't really care. That doesn't help. We'll go over here. We'll go over here. But no, I mean, and for both of those games, you know, Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky, I don't know what they promised, and I don't know where they are in comparison to that promise. Whereas I think No Man's Sky was actually a fairly indie developer, weren't they? Or am I crazy?
Nah, yeah, they came out of nowhere and they kind of like what's that? I can't think of the name guy. They kind of did the thing where they like promised a bunch of investors and then the people a bunch of stuff, and they did it, which was like cool.
Okay, and I knew that they got there. I think I do remember one thing though that I think that they directly lied about, and is they definitely did say in No Man's Sky you'll never run in. You are playing in the same world, but you'll never run into another character because it's so vast. And that was a direct lie. They cannot get. Oh, oh! I had a. I bought the astronaut. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, what? Like, never, ever? Like, but if you terraform a planet, then you know someone's been there. And if that's happened, then you can, you know what I mean? Like, then there's people. But what is it? They just made them invisible.
No, I actually don't. I think they were just offline completely, so they wouldn't see each other ever anyway. I'm almost positive that they didn't follow through on it. It's a long true story.
And what was No Man's Sky? I guess the answer was they were just a company that promised all these things and didn't deliver.
Right. Both of them. Yeah. But like again, No Man's Sky has gotten better. And people for the most part got through it.
Yeah. They to me, I think they met their contractual, their word. They're contractual. That wasn't that at all, but they did it. They did the thing that they said that they would do.
Is this a longer dash? I actually don't know what this does. I know I see different colors coming off me when I dash. Do I actually damage when dashing? Oh, let's go actually to that triangle. Hey, we're back on. Oh, because we had the revive save. No. Oh, revive. So I guess we got a little sidetracked going.
Yeah.
But
so
basically,
like, how do we?
Okay. Yeah. No, you did. You say.
So yeah, like what do we do to hold companies accountable? We came up with the idea of early access being the way, so like early access can just be like, well, no longer feasible. Sorry, we're done. So that didn't really pan out like we wanted it.
There's just developers can just from fabricate item, use consumable.
Yep. And it's just, I don't know, it's just such a shame. You know, I get that these big group projects, like AAA companies, these big group projects can be so great. You know, like no one developer. You know, I talk about the Stardew Valley guy, but like he can't do, you know, like No Man's Sky. He can't do big things. You need a project for these things. But it kind of stinks that the only way to get them is to work through these investors that are just like, well, how do we make infinite money from this game? And it's like,
promise the world, or multiple worlds if you're No Man's Sky.
I like it. But yeah, for real, that's it. Like, get product everything. And then, you know,
there's a big boy in here.
What do we do to fix this? Issues with it.
Oh, I'm gonna die. This is a tough
This
one.
conversation kind of came up because we were playing Saints Row.
The newest. Can't even get through Biome 1.
So what do you do with that? I wish that, like, game companies would just be, like, I don't know, like, to pivot a little bit. Have you heard a little bit about the modding community for things like this?
I don't pay attention to too many mods, truthfully. Holy crap, why is this here? Truthfully, that's a, I don't know, oh, I got, I guess, 89 gold from it, right? Discounts item, triggers malfunction. Screw you. The only thing parasites are good for is not. So it says it's trying to new item unlocked. Is it wait, artifact? Wait. Charred piano key. Personal item improves chances of finding salvage from hostiles. That's not new though. Is it? I don't think that's new. I think they just lied to me. I think they just said, hey, guess what? We can give you an item in the beginning to get you further into the game. I think they just, I think they gave it to me right there.
So some mod, some companies that you're in charge of mod, there's a mod that came out for Starfield, I think it was, and they started charging money.
Wow.
They were charging, yeah.
I don't know how they can do that. Oh. Woo. As well.
That doesn't seem like a business model.
Wait. It would, just to be clear, I think you did say even, it was just a mod that you can only have while you're subscribed to his Patreon?
Kind of, sort of. That's the neighborhood of it. That's the gist.
Huh.
Yeah, like if they update it up with patches and stuff, he won't fix it, and then he'll like put fake versions of it elsewhere. So you know, like, he just makes it as hard as he can to like make it work, and he'll give people on his Patreon like a special code to access the right or something. And yeah, it's the whole thing. So
That's intense.
yeah, but I mean, it's the way to get paid, and that's something that I don't dislike, but I think it's legally protected.
Yeah, I would think that, you know, the crazy thing is it really does depend on the developer, that they might be able to pursue that as like.
I mean, to me, it's like ownership. You know, if I buy a car and I put a blue streak on it, I mean, what are you gonna do? Sue me? It's my car. If I buy a video game and I add blue streaks to it, I mean, what are you gonna do? I bought it. I can do what I want, right? And if I want to share how to put a blue streak on it, then what's your argument for me not? You know what I mean? Like it gets to me right at that ownership stuff, and it's like, okay, well.
Well, I think the, you know, it kind of weirdly goes back to that same issue of like renting your PlayStation for life.
Oh, that, yeah.
Because there is legalese in the, especially every EULA now.
So there's been questions about that, because you're talking about how it's like if they basically you don't own your game system, they can come in and take it if they want.
Yeah.
But they haven't, is what I understand, and like no one's challenged that, and they haven't pressed the issue. So it's like, is that even a thing that you could do? Like,
And
who
I
the F knows?
I don't know myself. You're right, but like, because there's a lot of weird things in copywriting and maintaining ownership, if that makes sense. Like, you know, abandonware. It's definitely a thing. It's generally termed that, but with that, I was researching this last night actually because of I was thinking, you know, it'd be kind of interesting to make like there was talks of a sequel to the game I used to play. It'd be kind of interesting to make a sequel and basically just add to the game.
Yeah.
But
No, for sure.
but if I do that, they can come back to on me about, you know, how much money they lost. The question is, you know, how much money could they lose? Only the money that I make, technically, because it's not sold anywhere.
I mean, just to like bring a game back, but again, to add content. Hey man, I made this. It's your thing. It's not like they still have to buy your product. Like, what are you mad about? You got the money that was entitled to you. I put work on it, and I should be allowed to get money entitled to me, right?
Yeah.
But then again, you get like Nintendo saying like this, and it's like, oh jeez. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I think that's the best argument, because Nintendo still cease and desists use of Smash Brothers. Use.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, even playing it in a tournament. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So,
What?
oh yeah, John Deere did something like that, right?
Yeah, it's the right to repair laws. That's kind of where all this kind of falls into. The only reason we can do emulators is because of Game Genius, what I remember. But even that, like, how far is from that? Even that. I don't know. I love. I mean, the modding community does such amazing things. They really sometimes they hit it right on the head.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think especially when there's a developer that allows modding, that's a bigger difference, you know, like, who is it? Who is it? Binding of Isaac, you know, has the workshop, and the workshop does allow for modding. Like, so they have something out there that just says we kind of support that. I don't think we endorse it if something, you know, I guess that's another part of the legal issue, is like how much goes back on the maker if a modder does like a nude mod or something like that, you know?
See, that whole thing to me was just a big. You talking about the Grand Theft Auto nude skin thing?
I just mean
ridiculous.
I just mean in general. So like the two, I guess the only two nude mods that or three nude mods that I know of. There was a Street Fighter, I guess, that a guy entered a Street Fighter.
Yeah, that was funny. Whoopsie doodles.
But like, I mean, you know, does that fall back on the original creator or the new one? And like, the interesting part of that is like, think of the best example might still be that Chun-Li, right? Even though there is a nude mod out there, they did program some booby physics in there.
Yeah, but you didn't have breasts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? I don't know that you could.
I didn't know that.
All breasts from a, you know, like anything I can do that like people like me. Because, you know, you get to a. I think ultimately where it would fall down is like they made a game and made a naked woman. Okay, well we didn't make the naked woman. Well, they made the breast physics. Yeah, well, what is that? Like, what are you getting at? You know what I mean? Like,
maybe you've
I
hit the
feel
nail
like
on the
if
head then.
Yeah, like if you do something like that, I feel like the company can't be held responsible. But at the same time, I feel like the company can't be held responsible.
And that's actually, did you hear about this? This is actually a pretty new thing that just was learned within the last month or so. There was an article about, there was a reselling of a game forever and a half ago. I don't even know what it was now. But it was cracked. It had copyright protection that was hacked And the game company, of course, took one of the hacked versions and stored it in their servers, and later re-released it, making money off of said hacked version.
So I was going to bring up another case very similar to that. So that's interesting because, like, yeah, they stole someone else's work.
They stole somebody else's work, but technically they only stole back their own work. There was no modification. It was just they broke the anti-piracy malware or whatever, anti-piracy. They broke the anti-piracy, and the company took it back. And they re-released it and got money for the cracked version from the guy.
Oh. Huh.
And they...
Hey, I'm still... side note, I'm still playing,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't left the game that you were in.
Okay.
I cannot get on a roof. The end. The end of that. So I guess I'm going to lose this.
Who uses roofs anyway?
I swear to God. No, so there was a... I can't think of the name of it. It's like Terraria that came out.
Minecraft?
No, yeah, right. But it's a space version. It looks like Terraria, it plays like Terraria, but it's in space, planet to planet.
This was recommended...
Starbound?
Well, there's Starfield. That's just...
That's that new game.
Yes.
Yeah. That ain't it.
Okay.
I've seen
Just making sure.
Terraria, I've seen that. It can't be. I think it's Starbound. I can.
Well, there's Space. It's Space. There's one that I'm thinking of called Space something. Space. Because it was weirdly recommended. It was recommended to me in the last, like... Why do I still have the pistol? Why do you guys do this to me? 3 weeks with the pistol. My finger is dying. Who rides on a roof?
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Random thing. Remember we were playing Outriders forever ago, Aki, and like, I kept having that freaking thing talk about how to heal from poison.
My achy breaky heart.
I said that.
Aki.
Aki. You know what, Kim? Susan. Right. So, like, it's, I did my best. I'm doing my best. But yeah, so it's just like this keeps coming up with like the same warning thing for me. Like, you know, hold triangle to get on the roof. It's like, I would love to. It's been like in Outriders, it was just like, you know, to get out of poison, be sure to, you know, stop and heal, and they're just constant.
I remember you had so much.
Yeah, I genuinely hated that. I hated it so much, man. It stressed me out.
I forgot all about that. That is fantastic.
Oh, hey, are you sharing the audio from me?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Hang on.
Yep.
Words. I don't hear me.
I think you're crazy.
I'm just saying, I don't hear me.
You're a little low. I turned your way down because you're loud on my side. So
Okay, as long as I'm low.
But
'cause I have you on low.
You're definitely on. I can actively
I just
see
want
it.
you to seem like you were talking to yourself. That'd be crazy.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Crazy. That's actually pretty true, isn't it?
I have streamed before.
For fair. I'm being silly in this scenario. No, so yeah, here I can look it up. That is the thing. It's called, I think it is Starbound. Yeah. So Starbound what they did is they had a bunch, I won't play it anymore, but they had a bunch of high schoolers working on the game and doing like mod stuff and just working on it. And they were like, yeah, you keep doing this, and you do this project, and we'll let you on. You could be like a big boy programmer or whatever, and we'll put you in the credits, and we'll give you a job, you know, right out of high school or whatever, middle school, wherever you're working. And then they just didn't.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so they had a bunch of kids working on this game, and they did a bunch of programming. Like they did a lot of the heavy lifting, and they were just like, yeah, I mean, we said we would do that, but we're not going to. So like whatever, and they just like stopped comment, like contacting him or talking to him or anything, and it's just like wow. But you know, some of the kids had the emails and all that, all the promises, and I think it falls into that where it's like. To me, I guess it's like the opposite end of like, it's not even that you own the game, it's that you got permission and were abused. I don't know, I guess for me, I guess that's a little off topic, I don't really think about it, but ultimately...
I mean, it's still what companies have done, like it's, you know, it's just showing, you know, yet again, that companies aren't too trusted no matter what type.
That's the truth. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we hold companies accountable. I mean, I usually think that it's easier paychecks and us to stop buying and stuff, but we cannot help ourselves. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like we just can't help ourselves. We want that entertainment, and we will pay for it, like what a company does. So I don't know. I don't know how to hold them accountable for a while. Well, that's all. How do we make the world a better place again? Through video game companies.
What should be video game companies? Even their baking machines?
I can't. It's so bad.
What happened?
This game is just bad. It's like not.
I was actually,
It's one of those things.
I was waiting for you to say, you know, it would really help if you got on the roof, and you're like, I'd love to.
I want it. I was just doing the janky stuff it's been doing. It gives me like a, you know, you're gonna knock this guy off the roof, and then I slam 100 miles an hour into a wall. It's like, okay, but I wasn't heading to that wall until you told me, until you made me go, but okay. Thanks, I guess.
Good work. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it.
Nice troll.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why give me the button to do this? This isn't a game about being precise. It's, you know, I was precise. You took it away from me. I no longer feel cool. I feel silly.
I'm tempted to take. Wait, is this? Those aren't the. That isn't the good.
Some funny buys this franchise. You know who's been buying franchises and they've been doing really good with them is the guys who did Baldur's Gate and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Baldur's Gate is a pretty big deal. I mean, you said it to me before, so I'm just taking your words. But they did. They did Divinity 2.
Yeah. They did, what was that game I was messing with? Kingdoms of Amalur, they did the remake.
Oh.
Yeah. I wish they updated it a little bit more, but, you know, it's fine. What on earth?
I never played it. I did want to play it. I mean, you were definitely interested for a while. Is it multiplayer?
No. I think they were working on something like that, but no, it's super not.
Okay. Not a huge deal.
Yeah, it's a good single player though. I mean, it's the world building's good, story's good, all that. The remake is fine. My only issue with you know, we've talked about it before. Of just y'all could have made this feel less dusty and old, but okay. Like, you know, could have given it the cost of living upgrades that games get sometimes, but okay. I don't know.
I mean, you got it for free, didn't you?
No, I paid mine.
Ooh, sorry.
No. Like I said, I still did it. I mean, it's what I wanted. It's one of those games where, like, it obviously has parts that where it's like, okay, well, I can break it, like, so easily. But I won't, because they don't want me to. Like, that's not how they want to play it. Give away all the fun.
Hello!
So you just fight demons in space? You don't like the game?
Yeah.
And you're like immortal, sort of? But not in like a nightmare way, but not in like a good way either.
My goodness. So not immortal. You do die. It is a rogue-like, so you lose everything. But what the big deal about this game is actually it's a pretty dark premise. Basically you realize you're not getting off of this planet. They even added an expansion that was free of this game that was called the Tower of Sisyphus, if you're familiar.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's a bad tower.
And it does have additional storyline, but just in case you were wondering, you could probably guess. It just reaffirms you're not getting off of this planet.
That's interesting. That's a good horror game.
It's a very good horror game, and so you know, as I said, it's Lovecraftian. You see all these enemies that are octopus-like.
Yeah. We really gotta pick out new enemies though.
Yeah.
You know, like Lovecraftian horror is good, but let's do some crab stuff.
Crab people.
Let's do some kosher stuff, right?
People.
Like oh no, like pork. Not even scary. Just oh no.
That would be scary. Oh, I don't know, 2,000 years or so ago, or more.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's true.
Moses.
Very fair. I like that. They should do like awkward stuff in video games where it's like, yeah, I mean, you're going to your daughter's wedding and you're only practicing Jew, but they're only serving pork, so like, what do you do? Like, and you gotta like manage your stress and pretend to be nice. Like everyone works in a job that's like a professional, but you're like a plumber. You know what I mean? Like, oh god.
Honestly, that would be a really interesting
That's a
game.
hard time.
Oh, did you
What would be
see? Did you see? Because you're kind of on that track, or at least it has the same feeling. So there's a game that was demoed. I think it was called The World's Worst Handyman.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
So the premise of the game is you're like working at an animal rescue place, and it's like slowly going under. So you take up doing handyman work, and just everything can go wrong, and you get paid for it. So it's like it's just honestly hilarious. Like that's all they were going for. I played the demo and I was in.
Nice.
It has kind of like a what's the best way to say it? It's kind of like it has kind of a feel of like the hell's that game? Like the Untitled Goose Game. It has that kind of feel. Like
okay.
Not everything's your fault, and you're not really trying to make everything bad or good or whatever. But like, it just like the kookiness of it.
Gotcha. I like any sentence with the word kooky in it.
Best sentence ever.
secret.
Oh, jeez.
It was this candy cereal I couldn't have.
I never had it either, but I don't know if I wanted it. I remember it was like a bandit or something was their mascot, right?
You really just kind of pick whatever. Like, what the snap was like a frog. Like, bro, who signed up for? That's not a good advertising. It's a cute frog. It's a frog. Let's be completely real. Nobody wants it.
We are going to make a giant increases proficiency from on falls. No.
But that sounds awesome. I like games like, you know, I think dad games have been kind of more my speed lately.
Inhabitants, inhibits the use of Sisyphus. No. Sorry, you gotta read.
No, you're fine.
You gotta read in this game, and if you don't, you will end up in a really weird position. Melee cooldown. So actually, are either of these acceptable? This is kind of interesting. What about this? Proficiency, suffer damage from falls. You can actually, you can fix that so it doesn't matter. What is it? I kind of want to show you the world's worst handyman.
That sounds amazing.
Let me finish this.
So like, are you actually? What's the game plan? Tell me that.
You're actually fixing stuff. Like they hired you. I think you play like the first mission essentially, and the first mission is like, can you fix my sink? But so you try and fix the sink, and what ends up happening is you actually like they give you parameters. In this case, the grandmother that also lives there is a streamer, so you don't want to make noise while they're streaming.
Oh my god, yes. I like it. I like it.
So you have to figure out a way to like kind of distract her.
Right. That's really good.
The grandmother is a streamer.
Yeah.
Auto repairs
There's a
at
couple
low.
grandmas out there that apparently
Reduces repair efficient. No. Yeah, there are. What is it? There's a grandmother that plays World of Warcraft and is getting famous-ish.
it's just like World of Warcraft. She's literally playing a grandma game.
Nah.
I mean, I didn't make it, you know, what is it, like 25 years old now? 30?
It's getting up there. Let's see. It came out in 2003 or 4. Allows key to be reused, triggers malfunction.
Yeah.
20
years.
Gaining or fixing random combat ability. Sure, why not? I mean, I don't have full artifacts. That's Obolite. 25% chance to retain key on use.
Oh. I was going to tell you, there's a game, since you want to do this horror stuff, there's a game coming out on the 20th of October called Slay the Princess. That is really one of the best, like, choose-your-own-adventure games I have had the honor to play a demo of.
Oh, I'll have to look it up. So,
yeah, it's horror, for sure. It's creepy, it's bizarre, and it looks tight.
Honestly,
Yeah.
what I'm looking at it right now, and what is coming to mind is
Yeah.
it has like, it feels like an art style close to that of like Franbo, if you know that game.
Oh, I'm not familiar. What's that?
It's a really messed up game.
Yeah. Well, this, I don't know. If you look at the video, it's got some messed up. They just added a video I saw today because I was curious. I was like, when is this game coming out? Because I'm kind of in the mood to get completely destroyed.
It's a dating sim?
What, this? Slay the Princess? No.
Yeah, it has that tag.
That sounds...
Psychological horror, dating sim, and CRPG.
No, not dating sim. Are you serious? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So
that changes the gameplay a little bit, doesn't it?
I was like, yeah, it does. I was gonna be like obstinate, right? And I was like, you can't make me go and do this. Like, I'm not interested, you know? And so, you know, I was like, whatever, well, I'm just gonna like be obstinate and not do the mission and not slay the princess or whatever. And I was like, I'm not even gonna go to the room. Like, you can't make me. And I went through this whole thing, and the game was like, okay. And they just made like 500,000 princesses and places and things. And they're just like, yeah. So where are you gonna go? What are you choosing? Dip? Yeah, dummy. And I was like, oh my god, they really, like, they committed art to this. Like, they really went all in and just said, forget you, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, all right, I'll try it out. I tried a few other options. Like, these are really good and satisfying.
So, yeah, and there is a demo to that, so I could actually try it.
But yeah, I liked it. The demo, what it does is it lets you go through the first round like for free with some other choices, and then it lets you go through the second. Then it doesn't let you go through all the way through the second round. You stop at the hook, and it's like, oh no! Like, oh God, what have I done? I'm bad. This is bad. Ooh, handyman.
Okay.
All right.
So this is World's Worst Handyman.
That seems rude.
Meet the newest handyman in town. This guy. He has his fanny pack. He's dancing.
I like it. I mean, it's the right energy.
Master of none.
Oh,
oh, Sumo man. That's the grandma.
Oh. She seems mad.
Oh, to raise money for the animals.
What?
Yeah, I told you he works in an animal shelter, but it's going under, so he has to take up handyman stuff.
That's wild.
Ah!
Jeez Louise. That looks like fun.
Like, as I said, it kind of has like the Untitled Goose Game feel to it, kind of like, just because it's
Yeah,
wacky.
it's got that energy. I wonder if it's a similar company.
Baby Lumberjack. So they have only done this game,
Interesting.
at least on Steam.
Well, it's got the same like graphics. There's another game where you build or where you move furniture, and it's got like a similar thing. I wonder if there's a graphics engine that's like good for that.
It's probably just Unity, honestly. Like, this feels like immediately what
man.
Unity provides you. Speaking of another nice little controversy.
Right. What a crazy thing they did.
So, they changed their...
Yeah.
They
but
changed...
the point is they broke their trust.
they lost a lot of their integrity.
I mean, all of it, man. I mean, when you just like, hey, you know that contract you signed? We're just gonna go back and charge you more money because we can do that. And it's like, wow.
So, well, they backpedaled pretty hard, just so you know. And you're right, the damage is already done. But they backpedaled pretty hard, and the two things that stood out that sound better-ish is it depends on which engine you're running on. So they're talking about their most recent engine is where this is going to go into effect. So it's not going to be backwards situated. But, I mean, you're right. Simply put, the damage is still just already done.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to me. Like, I couldn't imagine. It'd be like my work contracts, you know, that I do. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just take 58% more pay. And it's like, what? Yeah, I just will, because you need me and I know you do, so whatever. That's not what contracts are. Like, we had an agreement. What a weird thing to do. You know, and if I did that and enforced it, made it, you know, like, now, I mean, I'll say that hospitals will do that to me every time. Like, they cancel our contracts all the time, or they'll drop the pay in the middle of the contract because they are an actual joke. But, you know.
See,
There's actually like a website dedicated to pointing those guys out so no one works with them. Yeah, right? It's like, oh, we traveler. It's like, well, you should have thought about that before you decided to just cut pay for no apparent reason. Like, what a weird move.
Definitely. I mean, that's ridiculous that they even think that.
No. It's just like, it's like a non-thought, you know? It's so bizarre.
It just
goes...
So it goes back to the same thing. It's like, just, when can I buy my gold toilet? Oh,
and I think you said it's off stream. maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's wrong to me, but yeah, like, the management companies that make these decisions are so bad. Like, these corporate CEOs, it's like, what were you thinking? Anyone could have told you that this is a terrible idea, and yet here you are, pushing it as hard as you can. Like, get real, right?
Yeah, it's...
Like, I'm not a genius at marketing. I just know what's a terrible idea.
I just know that generally this isn't very well considered by the population.
Yeah, everyone will hate you and no one will want to work with you again. And the only way that they will work with you is if you are the only option. But I promise you, someone's going to try to outdo you because you set the bar so low. So I was listening, to this podcast thing. They were talking about, one of the problems with the system we have going on. And I don't know, I think it's weird people think this is bipartisan. I think it's like, everyone works, so why don't we want better work? But
careful with the politics.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, people take it as a politics, but I think, like, I don't know, I forgot my train of thought. It was something about,
bipartisan versus...
protecting workers. It's just weird that we don't want to do that. And it's weird that we don't want to, like, have companies honor contracts or make good decisions,
Yeah.
This unlimited growth thing is just so bizarre. It's not sustainable. Instapot. Instapot went bankrupt earlier this year, apparently. They made a really... Instapot. It's a pot that does, like, air frying and a few other really rad things. I have one that's what I've been making my food in for the last year. But the problem is they made them so well, they don't work. And so now that they're made, like, they
don't need any more.
Yeah, they don't need any more. The market's done. Everyone who's gonna buy one bought one.
And they're not gonna break.
They're not gonna break. So I'll have this until, like, I have grandkids, potentially, if I take care of the dang thing. So...
And you're definitely not getting another one regardless.
No, exactly. So, like, what do they do? And I think, well, that's an interesting problem, because, like, yeah, what do you do with that in that scenario as a company? But then I think about video games, and it's like, but then they just make another video game.
But I mean, yeah, making a video game is different than making maybe a better pot. Or it could be worse, and then they could be bankrupt. Or I guess they already are, aren't they?
I mean, they are. The pot, yeah, but I need to go back to video games. Like, as far as like, having this sustainability, everything must grow forever, I mean, we can't have nice products because of it.
Right. And that's what we've seen. We've seen that adoption of every major appliance. Like when you get a ooh, I just took damage. When you isn't this the same room I tried dying in last time? Pretty sure. Ah, why aren't you aiming? Hello? Hello? But I mean, think of it like this, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, my stove in my current house is from like literally the 60s.
Yes.
They don't make it anymore.
Yes.
If and when it breaks, well, we're gonna have to get like a whole new stove, and then the other part of it is that whole new stove is gonna break in 5 years rather than 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
and this is kind of what I meant with the politics thing. I think this is a bipartisan issue. We all want products that work.
Right.
But when you buy a stove, you want it to last for 60 years, right? Like, amen.
Because it's a big price.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It stresses me out in my heart to think about how that's just how we make things now. We're in 2023, and if I buy a refrigerator, I'm gonna have to buy a new one in a few years. Like, why? But anyway, and if I buy a game, they may not be done. It may not be complete. And it may be bad, but as long as they can get more money out of me, then it's fine, I guess.
But that's where you have to worry about integrity, right?
I mean, yeah.
CD
you're
Projekt
not wrong.
Red, in my opinion, has zero integrity.
See, you keep coming back to them, and I disagree. I disagree completely. They did the stuff. They added the things. They fixed the problems.
For the most part, but I mean, why can't you... So I guess the difference, just to be clear, I mean, in my opinion, the damage is done, right?
Well, yeah, they released a game that wasn't what it was, and they took them a year to fix it. Yeah, no, I agree. But they fixed it.
But
And that's not the norm.
But what we really need to think about is what's going to happen in the next game, right? And so...
Oh, that's true.
And... You know, the next part of that, even, just to take it a step further, is with that difference... I'm not going to go get that. I would like to, but I think the damages for the fall is going to be too much for justifying.
No.
But, you know, that's where we need to worry about, you know, pre-ordering. All these pre-order bonuses, or what they've now started doing...
Yeah.
is early access. Early access days before genuine release. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, if the game's done, the game's done. Don't be doing that crap.
Right.
Like, that
Right.
that just is top of my list of, like, are you kidding me? Three
Well, it's
days
also, to me,
early access.
yeah, 3 days, and for like $120. Like, whoa, what are you selling and what are we buying? Is it really that important?
I mean, that's also fair. It does go back to that as well, but it's, I mean, I don't know, it's, does not sit well with me.
No, it doesn't sit with me either. But as far as CD Projekt Red, I mean...
I know I'm using them as the basis, but it's just because it's the one I remember offhand immediately.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and it does still make me mad from them too. Like I will not do. I will not get CD Projekt Red ever.
And that's, yeah, that's fine, you know. But I guess for me, I just think of, like, there are other companies that didn't ever honor the things they wanted, and they cut and run. You know,
Anthem.
Square Enix.
Oh
Anthem,
boy.
I said, Square Enix. You know, what they did the Marvel game, and they were just like, well, we're done. Like, bro, what? Like, you guys had this whole roadmap. People bought this game with the impression you were gonna make this better, and you're just noping out. Like, golly, have you no shame? You know, and it's just that. And what are we supposed to do as consumers when we want something? And when they promise things, you know, not everyone can just look at something and go, oh yeah, they'll never do it. I'm just gonna, like, have to give myself an attaboy, but...
I think I just thought of another good kind of example. So and this is like 4 or 5 different issues all rolled into one little bit, so don't be surprised. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. So, here's my biggest issue right now. They just within the last week, I was gonna say today, which was a lie. They just within the last week released Season 6 for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, okay? So, the game's been out, you know, year and a half. I can really find it if you want, but basically, you know, really it has been out the same amount of time as every other rendition of Call of Duty. So there's that part's semi-fine. However, what my issue is they just released Season 6, which includes some other things, whatever it may be. I'm not going to tell you anything because I have no idea. But the update has everything posted about buying Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 3 comes out October 3rd. Modern Warfare 3, woo! And it's just like, is your game an advertisement for Modern Warfare 3, or is Modern Warfare 3
Weird.
supposed to be a different game?
Weird. What a choice.
Like, it's ridiculous. So they have everything separated into categories, and the categories, literally the second category goes to, that might actually be better. Nah, we're not gonna do it. Every other category is Modern Warfare 3, and it's like, didn't Modern Warfare 2 have categories to play? Like, it's not a piece of this game in whatsoever. It's just, buy the new one. Buy the new one. We're about to have a new one. Buy the new one. Hey, how about that new one? You gonna buy it? Buy, buy, buy.
Yeah.
Fire sale
Yeah.
today. But don't worry, tomorrow will be on sale for a real sale.
Yeah. There
So
you
but the other thing that has actually made me pretty irate about Modern Warfare 2 specifically, is what did they do? So Modern Warfare 2 is quote unquote a brand new game, whatever. But what they've done is they've started cycling through the old Modern Warfares because they were on Infinity Ward's side probably the best of their COD games. And so in the case of the next one, they're actually going to Modern Warfare 3 rather than what should be a Black Ops of some sort. And what they're going to do with this Modern Warfare 3, they're adding zombies to it, which is very unusual. And they are... Oh, I got lost apparently. And they're adding the maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 in Modern Warfare 3. So what they're saying is, thank you for buying Modern Warfare 2, and we know you wanted some of these maps from, you know, Modern Warfare 2 original, so they'll be in Modern Warfare 3. And I haven't heard anybody say anything about that, but like that is at the absolute top of my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, what do? You know?
I just, oh my god. I was pretty much done with it anyway. I was thinking Modern Warfare 2 would be my last one, and it definitely is with that release.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna put Modern Warfare 2 maps in Modern Warfare 3! Ho ho! Wouldn't you think Modern Warfare 2 would have some of those maps? Or any of those maps? Nah.
I mean, but why? Yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing, is just buy more, buy more. So they do, to me, they do like a lot of reskinning of their stuff. It's like, whenever they, what is it, the Assassin's Creed games that come out so rapidly, and it's like, it takes 5 years to make like a solid game. What are you guys releasing?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the
You know,
same engine.
like every year, like,
it's
yeah,
the
exactly.
same engine, so they don't have to.
It's just a mod.
Yeah, it's a. Yeah, I think a mod is a perfect way to say it. It's a. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And that's what doesn't make sense to me. And again, you know, it's another thing. You know, I won't buy any Ubisoft games, not because they're in the buy, but they are in the band NSYNC, and so I like NSYNC, you know.
Okay.
The buy. But
I don't wanna be
the thing I don't like about the Assassin's Creed is they basically took Prince of Persia and said, hey, guess what? We made a different game. And it's like, but I like Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
They are making
Yeah.
a 2D Prince of Persia, which I'm tempted to look into, but we'll see.
There's a couple. There was, what is it? You ever play Super Time, something like that? Time Dungeon, Super Time Force, I think it was. Yeah.
Earth Defense Force? Yeah, I played that.
No. So Super Time Force is a game where you run through a 2D game and you're running through, you're shooting like bad guys. And when you die, you go back in time. And you from the past are still there, and he's recorded, and it does everything that you did, and then you can play alongside it.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
So it's kind of like,
so many deaths, but it keeps bringing them back.
it feels kind of like what you're saying is, also I have to tell you one more thing about this game that I'm currently playing, but I'll wait in a second. So what you're kind of saying is, it kind of, I think it took a little bit from Katana Zero. Do you know that game?
Mm-hmm.
Because Katana Zero, you actually record everything and then it does it on its own. So it's like you're a super spy.
Right. It does all one really quickly.
Yeah. And so it's recorded and you're playing it. It feels kind of like that.
I think Super Time Force came out first. But
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. Either way.
I've never heard of it.
That's fine. It doesn't matter to me either way, like whatever. But it's
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and it's neat. So then you'll get to like a boss card, and there'll be like 5 of you fighting next to each other, and you can do things like, well, I'm not gonna make it, so I'm gonna shoot off like 4,000 shots right now. And I know when I come back, the boss will be right there, and we will absorb 4,000 points of damage. Like, let's go. You know, and it just created like a really interesting little thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Weird little gameplay loop that was fun, but also stressful.
Literal gameplay loop.
Yeah, because then sometimes you needed like your path, you have to rewind yourself because you needed to like open a door and there you were like timed. It's like, oh man, if I don't have this door open by the time I get here, then I can't get it. So I need to get here earlier than I got here so I can get across the door. And you're like, wait, what? Brain go melty, but okay.
Oh crap, fall damage. Ah crap, dead damage.
That damage is the whoa. Oh.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Hey, I know this skin. Interesting.
Let's see, what is it? So the other thing about this is, I haven't shown anybody because, well, the bosses are kind of hard. Truthfully, the bosses are hard. There's in certain areas there's essentially they're called echoes, I think, and said echoes will show either yourself or others that have died, and you'll fight the enemy that killed them. Basically trying to... Crap, I have a pistol again. These pistols are good! Get out of here!
I do like the bullet time in like a first-person shooter. It's kind of cool.
What's this? What are you talking about? Sorry.
Like just the way the blue bullets are flying around. It's kind of cool.
So, the thing I really enjoyed showing yesterday was the first boss. So, in the boss modes, it's 1v1, but it basically becomes a bullet hell. A 3D bullet hell, by the way. So it's really cool.
Okay. That sounds cool.
It's I'll make mention of the yeah, we're gonna do that actually. Granted, I die too much, so probably a bad idea. Yes. Because the pool sucks, but it's not nearly as bad as not getting stuff. There's probably one in here. It feels like we've gone through it. Nailed it. Bye-bye. So you will also notice that you can, depending on the color of bullets, you can actually dash through them. So it allows for kind of a, I don't think that's a great idea. It allows for, basically the dodge ability, more or less like a dodge roll from Dark Souls or whatever you want to say. I was just surprised there wasn't an echo in there. That's a revive thing.
Oh, okay.
You put in so many ether and you can revive them.
Does this game like give you like a bunch of like does it get easier as you go?
No.
You know what I mean? No.
No.
Well, I mean, like, do they have like a mechanic to make it so like you don't fail all the time, or not really?
I mean, there's only 2 items that are revives, and then there's that thing as another revive, but that's it. It's a roguelike. When you start over, you start over. It's a tough but very good game. It's a weird game because it's like, oh, because like they give you progression stuff. Like you wouldn't normally be able to get these items down here at the beginning. Like you can't go underwater even though you're in a spacesuit.
I don't know.
A little weird in that sense.
Yeah. I think, you know, that's kind of hard. Like, how do you set a way to... I think what Outriders had, like, that way of doing where it's like, oh, yeah, you're in a valley, and you're just trapped in it. It's like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, how do you wall people off whenever you have all these mobility options? It's like, I mean, can't swim, fine, I guess. What a weird thing. Yeah.
What is it? Lobber. Nope. Ooh. Obolite. Yes. Money.
I don't like this. It sucks.
What? Is it a mission?
Yeah, it's a crappy mission. I'm working for the devil, I guess. I'm big demons back in hell. I don't know, man. It's just really crazy. These guys are slowly approaching me. One of them's a demon, and he's possessing him, and I gotta just shoot him. But like, he's not hard. This isn't challenging, but it's really long.
Right, and if you fail, then you're gonna have to do all of it.
Right, and I don't think I'll fail, but it's like, it's really long, so it's not a challenge, it's like a chore. Like, yeah, okay, I'll send you back to heck, man, that's really just fine, because you're not really fighting back.
Ooh, what a big guy. Yay.
Oh, I am allowed to shoot him, okay. Cool, I guess. Whatever. I guess I
Matt.
do this to reference that other game.
One of the Saints Row.
Oh, but I got a vest. And we'll do it for close. Dang it. They got me. They got me.
So I 100%ed the,
Oh.
I 100%ed the, or not 100%, I completed the full storyline of what the heck was it? Hogwarts Legacy. Like, I stopped playing it because the Hogwarts Legacy, they said, oh, guess what? And I was like, what? And they go, alright, now get to 34. It's like, why is there a level requirement to watch the headmaster say, you did that? Like,
No. Yeah.
so I needed 2 levels to finish the, like, to get the credits from, literally, I killed the final boss. I was like, are you kidding?
That's kind of Barf City. Yeah.
So I grinded it out today, but it was just like, what are you talking about?
Over to Barf City for sure. You know, we talked about that too, but I guess it's more the same, but you know, why?
Yeah,
Why do you do this?
it's
Why
a single player game. Why are you limiting me weirdly?
Yeah, this isn't, it's not relevant, it's not important, you're just doing it to do it, it's so strange. Let me just have fun.
What do you mean? This is work. I mean, game.
Right, exactly, like why make it, like, you know, if I wanted to play this much, then you make the game fun, and I will. Is it important to you that I play more? Like, why this arbitrary line? So odd. It's just so odd.
Yeah.
And then it's like, at the same time, it's like, well, we want you to be a certain level by the time you do this. Like, then why did you make it so I would get here
Without
I could
being
get here without being it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like, do you know how your own stuff works? You know you can change the rules whenever you feel like it.
you made the
What's
rules.
happening?
It's not like these are the rules because they have to be the rules.
Right. So here we are, and y'all are still being butts. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, there's
If you didn't want, if you want to, yeah, it's so weird. God, games
Shanty.
so bizarre today. Well, yeah, but to me, it's like, what's the point? Like, every game wants you to get, like, addicted, and then something money? It feels like the underpants now from South Park, you know? Like, step 1, everyone loves your game. Step 2,
money.
step 3, profit. Like, what? Okay, so I play it for 800 hours. What does it do for you?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Did
There's
you get more investors? Like,
no, it
No.
can't. I mean, the sales are what gets the investors, I would say. Like, I
mean,
don't.
You have a game where everyone played it for 8,000 hours, and I could imagine the sequel would get you some money, but wouldn't the sale of the game do that anyway?
Yeah, I mean it's again the argument is it's a single player game. Why is the initial sales not just the definitive value?
Yeah. I don't know. I know something, how do we make more money, but I don't, it's so bizarre to me.
That's definitely the one that doesn't add up to me.
Yeah. Well, like why they do that? Yeah, I don't know. Man, these guys are so crazy.
But, well, I mean, I think you're right. I think it boils down to money, but, like, it just doesn't, I don't understand how. I mean...
Right, yeah, right.
It might be your argument. It might be, you know, basically we've gotten this many sales, and then of this many sales, we got, you know, this many hours logged into it from so many percentage of people, so our games are good.
Right, and that's the question mark on the end of it is like, yeah. I remember there was a time people were talking about like, oh yeah, like, you know, you want your game isn't even 40 hours long, and it's like, are you hearing yourself? That's a week's worth of work.
Yeah, that's work.
You know, I definitely play games I've loved forever that are like 3 hours long, 4 hours long. They're really fun, they're there, they do it, and then I'm done. Wordle swept the nation by storm.
What?
Not a fan?
Nah.
Fair enough, but you know the good news about it is you can just play it once a day, and
Right.
then you move on. You don't have to grind it for 10 days, 3 hours a day, whatever. The game's over.
Wait, why am I not grinding it for 3 hours a day? That's not. Sorry.
Right, exactly. Like, and then they make money. You're like, what? No, it's over. It's just, it's so bizarre.
Yeah. Ah, nope.
Well, that's sad.
Well, I feel like I'm running more, which I guess I wasn't doing before. That's
Really cool. If there was a way, like the running you do in video games translated to the running you did in life, you know? Like you just are
Just-
fit.
You know what they need? They need the electro.
And you see that?
Yeah, the electro tensor. The
Your mouth will, yeah. It looks like that. I'll play Batman for like 20 solid minutes.
There were a lot of guys punching me in the abs. Did my workout today.
Oh yeah. Okay, so non-lethal stuff. Batman doesn't kill, Spider-Man doesn't kill, but like some of the takedown moves that these characters have in their games are like,
That would really injure.
that's murder. No, I'll commit. I've seen people who die from way less. Nah, dog, you can't just break every bone in a man's arm and leave him lying in like the bottom of his water-filled ditch. He's going to die.
Did you ever see the there was a it was How It Should Have Ended? Did you ever see any of that series?
Yes, I've seen a lot of those.
So it goes back to, I always think of the Dark Knight with what you're saying. Survive a killing blow, critical malfunction. I do not know. Artifact. I just always think of that the Dark Knight. Hit me, hit me, hit me, and then it cuts back to them sitting around the coffee table, and he goes, "So what'd you do?" And he goes, "Oh, I hit him." But what about Batman's? I don't kill. Didn't kill him.
Well, okay, so did you ever watch that old college humor sketch that they did that with Badman, they called it?
Batman? No, I don't know that one.
Boy, oh boy. So, you see Batman, he's like fighting off Cobblepot, you know, the Penguin's minions and stuff. And he was like, he's like saving, you know, Gordon and Penguin's like, I just don't see what you see in this Batman guy, you know, like, it's like, unlike you, he doesn't kill Cobblepot, get it together. And then Batman is like, oh, look at Batman, and Batman throws a batarang into a guy's head. Right? Like, and they're like, whoa, what did you do? He goes, what? Because you just killed that guy. What? No, I don't kill, no, he's dead. Like, oh, that guy? No, he's just tired. Like,
He's
what?
just tired. Oh, isn't he like? I think I know what you're talking about. Isn't this like a live action even?
Yeah.
He's just tired.
Just
I
like-
just knock him out.
Yeah, when they fight me, they get really tired, and it's like they're trying to like death to Batman. And it's like, it gets to a point, it's like, okay, so do you ever have like a pet, like I had a goldfish? It's like, okay, your goldfish, like what happened to it? Like, I overfed him, and then he went to a farm with my parents. And they sing, and it's like, no, they're dead. Mr. Fishy! No!
That is
And it's like-
fantastic.
And it's just, it goes, I don't know, I'm gonna, if it's okay, can I do it for another, like, second? Like, and it's just, it's like, so I think I get it, guys. So if I sleep, I die. God, no! Oh my god, Batman, no.
Oh my
and
gosh.
then like he ends up shooting Penguin, and it's like, what happened to no guns? It's like, this is a gun.
Oh!
Oh no.
This dash increase is killing me. 2-second dash increase. 2.5, excuse me. We're just gonna...
I went away to get some coffee, which I really shouldn't be drinking. Oh, is it too far?
It's just a little bit too far.
That always...
That's perfect.
In
That's
games
perfect.
when mobility does that, it drives me crazy.
Well, it made me laugh because I was like, why am I not dashing? This is weird. My cooldown feels long? And I didn't look at my malfunction. I was like, what is going on? And I died literally 3 times to going, what's going on here, guys? Fantastic. The mark of a good player.
And I like it. Well, no, I mean,
The mark-
stuff is so...
the
when
mark
they
of a...
change it up on you.
The mark of a
You've
very,
also-
very high paying attention person. Sorry.
We're also talking at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Alt fire, sure, why not?
This makes me want to play the last bit of Saints Row that I haven't played. I bought it on like a little game card, and then it's malfunctioned, and so I never got to use it, and so I don't feel like buying the game twice. You know?
Which Saints Row?
Get Out of Hell.
Oh.
Basically, after they made 4, and 4 was way too much, and there was nowhere to go because you became the dominant force in the universe. They just kind of sent you to hell, and that was how they were like, okay, cool, we can do one more, but very cheaply made. Like it was just like it was in the same world. The last
Wait.
2 games were
You're
in.
telling me,
Yeah.
you're telling me that Saints Row, or a rendition of Saints Row, was cheaply made?
I know.
I
know.
don't know if I can believe you.
Let me say this. Saints Row 2 was a milestone of the time.
I'm not doing the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher's gotten me in trouble.
What is happening? Are you? I bet you are. You're on fire like a
No, definitely not.
It wasn't. Dang nabbit!
Ooh, there is a boss guy. Come here. You know you want to. Come here. There we go. Good boy. Good bossy boy. Oh, where you going? What? Dead? Yeah,
This is hard because I did not understand the rules.
after you started saying, I think I have seen that bad man, but I will say it was still fantastic right here. I proficiency level up. Oh, so you see this? This is a unknown suit signal. So basically this is saying somebody that has played this game, or possibly me, died in this room, and if you hold to scan, it will spawn a boss. And you can like avenge them and might be able to get a better gun, is the idea. Or typically the bosses drop guns. So it's an interesting concept because it is tied to real people. So that's room 3. Or 2 biome 3, I should say.
I guess I have to run. That seems like a fair thing to do.
Where are you running to?
Just away. You know, when you hit the edge of a map, it's like really annoying to have to. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of like locked. Only hit him with this. Fucking punch. Wow.
Oh, got him.
Adding tankiness to an anime is so fun.
I think what I'm disliking in a lot of games is beat it this specific way or else you will not be able to beat them. Like, similar but different.
I think it's fine as long as it's like organic, but it never is that.
Yeah, it never feels like that.
Yeah, it's like, you know, whenever you can seamlessly figure it out and, you know, the way to do it is just intuitive, but it's like, yeah.
What?
Any kind of teleportation in games, even like that light thing you do, always freaks me out. I always think like, how do I know I'm still me? You know what I mean? Like, how do I know that wasn't a carbon copy of me? And that's freaking me out.
I think that's one of the philosophical methods of teleportation, right?
Really? Yeah. You just like, oh, we transfer all your data. I was like, yeah, but like, did I die and I'm just a copy? Like, how would I know? I don't want this. I'll just walk.
I'll just walk.
Fine.
Thank you for your time. I'm gonna go over here. Peter. Is that me over there? Hey, Peter. Is that a
Hey there.
copy of me over there?
I mean, yeah. They're just copying out the prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie, that was such a wild premise when you kind of realized what was happening. You're like, wait. And they didn't tell you outright, which is cool. You had to kind of like think about it and be like, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, I guess you really could have inferred it earlier in the show, but you, like, it's very unlikely, honestly. Like, so...
I got it. I mean, I didn't get what the twin guy was doing. I didn't get that until later, and I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't get that he was a twin. I actually thought it was a clone. I thought it was a clone that he...
No. Christian, whatever, Bale, he was the twin.
He was a twin, yeah,
And
you're
he-
right. I didn't get that. So, now, the interesting thing about it is they did give only one clue that that's what he was doing. Only one clue that he was a twin doing exactly that, and it was in reference to figuring out how the old man did the fish trick.
Oh.
Because he
Well,
has
and the
he has
life
to...
thing, and I think...
Yes, that was also another clue, you're right. Dang.
Yeah.
You're right.
But yes, you're right though. The old man was like the one, and that's like when he was explaining it. It's like, yeah, okay.
You have to live your whole life by it.
Right, and that's why he liked him, and that's why, yeah. But then, what was it? But yeah, just Hugh Jackman murdering himself every single night is like fantastic.
Yeah?
You know, and like drowning, like he's so mad. He drowned himself every single night, and then one day when he caught himself, he caught his buddy there, he would have him accused of murder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean,
wow,
he did
what
kill his
a-
girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
that's the long and short of the story, is he was perfectly fine with it because it
Yeah.
was essentially revenge on,
Yeah. Right, because he knew. He was like, there's no way you did like not. Which, yeah.
she's
And
been
it's
getting
like,
out of
this
that
stuff looks
knot.
more realistic.
She's been getting out of that
Yeah,
knot
but, like-
night after night, so...
Yeah. And it's like, which brother did it even? So it's not even that he even got his revenge, you know what I mean?
That's actually a really good point. I didn't even think about that.
And like, who did it? And it's like, yeah, nah, man, like, sucks to suck. Yeah. That's fantastic, man. I think that's just so.
It was
such a great movie, and I liked it because they didn't like spell everything out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
You
thought
got it.
eventually, I thought fervently that that he was a clone, and the reason why I thought fervently, and the reason why I changed my idea, is the I mean, it goes back to yet again, you know, what you said is you don't even know if the clone did the tie or he did it. Or his twin, excuse me.
With the brother, yeah, the twin, yeah.
But like, the thing that made me believe it was a clone is because
Clone or twin? I'm confused.
the reason why I thought it was a clone,
What? Oh, okay.
Christian Bale was a clone,
Christian Bale. Got it. Why you thought it was the clone? Okay, I'm listening.
is because his clue as to how he did the disappearing man was from Tesla. And Tesla did create the cloning machine. So it actually made sense that that's what happened.
Are you
And he
Christian
wasn't.
Bale or Hugh Jackman? I am confused.
Oh my goodness. So
Hugh.
Christian Bale.
never
Stop.
met
Stop.
Tesla.
Stop. Stop. Christian
Okay.
Bale gave the clue to Hugh Jackman that Tesla was how he was doing the disappearing man. And so with that is Hugh Jackman then got the cloning machine. So it made sense that it was a clone. That Christian Bale had a clone. The answer is it was a twin. But it made sense that it could be a clone. Does that make sense now? Do you understand?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so that was my thought process. Because it was the clue given by Christian Bale that Tesla was the reason for the disappearing man. The other thing that stands out is, you know, did Hugh Jackman know that Christian Bale had a twin or a
No.
brother? So the other part of that, right? The other part that made me think it was a twin or a clone is, if you remember, he buried Christian Bale's twin. So he would already know that the twin was there. That he was a twin.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or at least that's the way I took it, but I guess it doesn't mean that he ripped the crap off his face. I guess. But I would expect that under grabbing him, crap would have been disheveled.
Okay. I'm actually looking through the wiki because I was just confused, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was a point where Hugh Jackman buried the twin. Which I would have figured...
I mean, he gets him...
Huh?
Okay.
So I would figure he would know that it was a twin or a clone. And it again, to me, it reinforces the fact that it was a clone. But it's definitely a twin. 100% it's a twin, and I think it's actively confirmed in the book that it's a twin. But I really thought it was a clone. Resident enhancer reduces the number of EAs. If I can get that, I will. I got you either confused about the way I'm saying it, or I got you confused
No,
about
it's-
thinking like maybe it is a clone.
The only... I I didn't remember the diary that he decoded, but apparently it was a fake. So I think that is weird writing, but okay.
He didn't decode it very well. But
Well, no, it was, according to the wiki at least, it was a fake. There's the fake out.
because the diary wasn't useful without the codex. Like he encoded it.
Right, he did, and then, but like it took him to Tesla, but like.
No, he was explicitly told Tesla.
Oh, I thought it was part of the diary.
Nope. At least not in the movie.
It's just said in the wiki.
In the movie, no, it was explicitly said by Christian Bale that it was Tesla. Or maybe Tesla was the codex to the diary. But regardless, it's Tesla.
Right. Yeah, but like, okay, but like, think about it. Why did he send it there? Why did he know anything about Tesla? Like, he had a twin brother. So, like, why would he need? You know what I mean? Like, why would he need that?
I don't know, but he did.
Yeah.
It might be a red herring, 100%, but that still says he knew something about Tesla. Or knew of him.
But like, right, but why? The only thing I can think of is to get Hugh Jackman's character into the room. You know what I mean? Like with Tesla, to do the thing.
No, well, maybe, but
I feel like if you were trying to figure out how I played Smash Brothers, and I had a book and it sends you to Scooby-Doo, and you went to go meet Scooby-Doo, but then, you know, that's nonsense, but somehow Scooby-Doo taught you to do the Smash Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like, what? Like, that's bizarre.
that's the way I understood it.
This power
And
to disrupt Scooby-Doo in a diary.
And I mean, that's kind of the way that the movie does go, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
No, that is, but it's just, you know, it's like random. It's like there's no reason for that to have happened.
I think the idea is, you know, regardless, it was pushed to be that, and so it did end up being that, if that makes sense. So it's like,
Right.
you know, if you're told of a fate that you try and push to happen, well then, yeah, it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, I interpret it like that, too, where it's just like, yeah, I mean, bleh. Like, to me, it's like the narrative had to happen. Like, in order to get this really cool story, you had to get Hugh Jackman a clothing machine. So how do you do that? I don't know. Whatever, just get him there. That's not the point of the movie. You met a leprechaun, and the leprechaun gave him a clothing machine. Like, whatever. Like, let's just tell the story. That's fine.
Because like Hugh Jackman was giving a lot of money to Tesla for that.
Was. I think it, I mean, man, just what a story. I think stories that kind of, it reminds me of, what was the story we had to read in school? I cannot think
I
of
don't
the
know,
name.
you went to
Crazy.
Florida, you guys have way different rules down there.
Oh god, what are rules, right?
Mostly banned books.
Fair.
Fan? You're a fan of banned books?
Yeah, dude, we had a library or a bookstore, like whenever whenever they ban books, you can just go buy the books. And I was like, yeah, these seem dope to me, like, let's read them.
There seems to be a
usually work
purpose
pretty
behind
good.
these bannings.
Yeah, like, let me check it out, because obviously these are the books to read. Like, what else would I want to read if not the ones that are super
Naughty.
sensitive?
Spicy.
This game is so rude.
Which part? The bugs or the,
Oh, I actually made a mild mistake. Oh, okay, good.
I'm sure you did, mostly starting up the game.
A little bit, yeah, sure.
No, I'm just picking on you.
No, but I minimize. Because I look at the wiki, but I remember I have to keep it open to be supporting. And the volume's up, so it should be good. But yeah, yeah, it.
I do appreciate
I
it.
don't know. Withering Heights. That's the name of the book. So it's basically about
Oh, wrong one.
having so much hatred in your heart that you will destroy the universe. You will destroy yourself, your love, your pride, everything to get back at those bastards. And that's like the whole prestige thing. I will kill myself every single day until I get you, you son of a gun. It's like, wow.
Well, I don't think that was the
really
purpose.
intense
I
hatred.
think it was just a little bit of luck, and he's like, "I'll take it."
No, because he set it up that. I mean, like to me, he set it up that way.
I don't see
know?
it that way. Like, I think he allowed him to go
Really?
back there, and so it was just. I think it was like the icing on the cake, if that makes sense. So he was making money hand over fist at that point, selling out every night, and yes, it was Christian Bale being nosy. So yes, there is that. And so it was just icing on the cake to be able to go, "You killed me."
Oh, I think it was because he had it planned. He had to have planned it out. Is my thought.
I don't.
As soon as Christian Bale got involved, he just straight up left. You know what? He didn't show up, 1,000 feet in the back and whatever. He just left. It's like, I'll just go hide. And
I guess
plan accomplished.
genuine
You know what I mean?
question.
Like,
Genuine question,
Had to
because
have
like
that in his mind.
you make a good point. You make a good point. So my next question on that is, was that his 50th episode?
I don't understand.
So he planned it out to have so many episodes. I believe it was 50. And so the question is, was that his 50th or was that somewhere early? If it was early, then yes, you're right. It was completely a planned setup.
No, I think he just had it planned since the beginning, and it's like, if he ever shows up, then I will just do this. You know what I mean? Like
If he shows up,
I will
but
just
then,
leave.
as I said, it was 50 episodes. So was it the 50th
I don't
episode?
remember. What's the 50th episode? I don't remember that at all.
He
said he would only do it 50 times?
Yep, he would only do it 50 times.
I don't remember that at all.
Yep.
I'm wikiing it again. No,
So-
for real, like it doesn't. Yeah, I don't remember him wanting to do it. I thought he was just going to do it forever and make a bunch of money and then just be done.
I mean, unless
You know
it
what
was
I mean? Like,
only
be the best.
unless it was only 50 episodes at that theater, and then he would move on from that theater. I can give you that. I don't know. But
Yeah, I genuinely don't remember the 50 thing at all. But
The-
either way, the plan was to do this until
that's
I get him.
you're not understanding. So if you're right, and you could be, I'm not saying that you're not.
Yeah, I agree.
But I am saying that if it was the 50th episode, he got lucky. Or the question is, they didn't talk about him going to any other location. And so
Okay.
the question is, did he catch him and say, "Ooh, that was really good luck on my part"?
Okay.
Or it
So-
may have even been partially planned, I'll give you.
Karen, you're giving me like fake choices here.
No,
You know?
not.
So it's like, okay, look. So in your scenario, it's like, okay, so did he just get lucky when he said 50, that he caught him within 50 shows?
Yes.
But I'm saying, I don't remember him saying 50 at all.
He did.
And he's like, I'm just going to do this show until he shows up. Because he will, because I'm doing it better than him. And he was like, I'll just do this until the end of time, and one day he'll show up, and then I'll just leave, and he'll go to prison. I win.
Again, that's the question. I don't know. I'm not giving you fake choices. I'm saying the only thing that...
What was his motivation for only doing 50? Like, why was he only doing 50?
I would have assumed that he was getting out of the business. Like, he was going to make money. He was doing it technically better than Christian Bale. That's the way I saw it.
Well, sure, but...
It was
okay.
a way of trying to put him out of business, not intentionally killing him, but just taking away money out of his pocket for, again, killing his girlfriend. His one and true love. I mean, he did want to kill him, and it makes sense that he would also want to put him in jail, and that's an easy way to do it, or even execution.
Ruin his life. Yeah, I think he was sentenced to death, right?
Yeah, he was hung. Yes.
Yeah. So, got him.
But again, I mean, the question is, honestly, I'm about to end stream and just bust out the movie.
No, I mean, well, yeah, right. It's like
Because
I guess okay. Here's my question that I feel like you're not able to answer is why 50?
that's what was said.
Why stop at 50? Why not do 100?
I don't have an answer as to why. I'm not that character.
He just arbitrarily picked a number to do it 50 times. Okay, well then, fine, I guess. And I guess if he shows up in 50, then he'll do it, and if he doesn't, okay, that's fair. But he got lucky, is what I'd say. You know, just running with that premise of 50. He got lucky, and it's like, yeah, okay, I got him. And I went, ooh. So, yeah. I mean, good for him, I guess.
That's the way I see it, but I swear he says 50 episodes. And so to me, it's large chambers, shield breaker, doom breaker's better.
It's actually pretty funny. There's a golf course, really nice one, and there's a guy like screaming and throwing his clubs and having a temper tantrum. It's kind of like, yeah. I also hate golf. Not hate, but not for me.
I only have two golf. Yeah. I only have 2 golf stories. They came from the same day.
Oh boy.
Double overlay collection rate is severed damage when it falls snow. Increases protection 15%. No. So one of my buddies who still goes golfing. We were in high school, and that's how I got an invite to go golfing. I had never gone golfing before. So I went golfing, and my buddy, who actually had gone golfing before, put the golf ball down on the tee for driving specifically, and he
Saints Row, I swear to all that is holy. I ran into a fence, and the fence exploded, and I'm part of the same fence, and I stopped. Nothing makes sense anymore.
You kind of, like, you saying that just kind of reminds me of the, are you kidding? Why do you keep giving me this? They really want me to, oh, I got lucky. I almost broke another artifact.
What happens when you break a bunch?
I mean, there's no issue. You just don't get the artifact, like, and so you know the artifacts are helpful. they're only beneficial, and so when you lose them, you're losing some of your benefits. Some of your general benefits. Walk up to it. Kidding me?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I make it.
So sorry, I got sidetracked because I had multiple turrets shooting me, which can definitely hurt. Are you kidding me? Why is everything malignant? My goodness.
Lost by 0.1 seconds.
Oh no. What did you do?
Game glitch. That game is bad.
Did it just give it to you anyway?
No, so there's an achievement that if you burn up all your nitro, you can have unlimited nitro. If you do it 3 times. And like the game assumed I already did it and like gave me all 3 bars in order to accomplish that feat. And then now I have infinite nitro and it's like, ha, you dumb game. Like, you messed up, ha ha.
That's what you
know
get.
Have it.
You don't.
Yeah, so dumb. So dumb. But now that I have it, it's like, okay, well you've unlocked it, so you have to activate it at the workshop. It's like, oh, come on. Like, now you're just messing with me. That's
Is that what it was? Fabricate? Nope, I need a parasite. Nullification. Into...
What I really like about those kinds of roguelike games is whenever you get like that infinite loop.
Crap. Oh well. Well, may as well just take it now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it when you get those infinite loops in those games. They're so cool.
Well, this wasn't an infinite loop. This was me making a mistake.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Sorry that you made a mistake and now your character smokes blunts. I love that.
It doesn't really change anything in this case.
Okay.
Wait, what? What do you... Oh, that's a bad guy.
I don't know what I did differently in this one.
Oh,
but
okay,
I'm 30
bye.
seconds ahead of my previous time.
Nice.
Right? Like, okay, whatever. The one problem I have with dressing up this character is she has 6-pack abs, and it's like, why would I wear a shirt? If I had 6-pack
Do
abs
have a
today,
melee.
bro, I'd be the only nurse walking around without a shirt on. Just like, sup.
Why do you... Hello, Dr. Sexy.
You know, I get that a lot, Dr. Sexy, because they call me doctor a lot. Like, I'm not, don't do that.
I didn't encourage this. I am not a doctor.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor. Don't think that I am. Very bad idea, because I do not have doctor knowledge. Don't do this. Only order I'll give you is to get better and get out.
Nah.
Direct order. Obey me. Go home.
And
your
maybe ask
family.
for a hamburger.
Yeah, that's true. I would make restaurant orders. It's very fair. That's a out of the box thinking that brings me here. Whenever I'm not working every single day of the week.
Yeah. Oh goodness, man. Huh.
It's not too bad. It's an 8-hour schedule. I'm just not used to it.
Oh, 8 hours. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. Yes, I shall. Hardened high caliber. Yes. Use consumable. Actually, you know what? Nullification sphere. That's what you get. No more malfunction.
Oh? Giant bus. Gave me a speed boost.
Nice.
Yeah. I jacked the car and he just rammed me from behind. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Didn't need that infinite NOS.
Nah, I'm done with it now, baby. That's for other people. People who know how to drive. I will say the true driving thing is like bizarre too, because it's like, you know, going this line. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's talk about things that people can see and understand. Video game industry. Any other hot takes on things aside from Unity betraying their trust? I think it was the last thing we talked about, and really hurting themselves in a very bizarre way.
Unity's just an idiot. Like, there's nothing any further about that. Like, they attempted to restore trust. Did they? That remains to be seen. I think. Defense salvage, melee damage. No. Melee damage is huge. I shall not. Perfect. That can be good, but I do not want it.
So there are instances in a gun game where you will be about melee damage.
Yes. So this game actually does. The melee is very good. So I melee a lot in this game actually. So I melee a lot of Biome 1 because it's simply better. It's as simple as that. There's nothing but that there. But no, I am very much much more about increased protection. Sure. Let's try and stay alive. Let's try and do that. Don't you think that's a fantastic idea?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is slow fire. Oh dear. Hi.
So in gun games, what is your preferred method? Like, what's your preferred style of gameplay?
Oh, what? I thought you was out there. Oh, jeez, that's a big boy too. No. See you later. You know, I'm for the most part okay with anything as long as the gameplay is very good. This game definitely has very good. Woo-wee! Wait, what? I'm just running through my. Done that. That's annoying. You know, like, this game is absolutely fantastic. I have nothing but respect for it. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, we'll do that. And yeah, I took a chance. I need help. I need help. Effective range, slug shot. This might actually be better. Hardened high caliber explosive. That might actually be better. Yeah, that is. Watch me screw myself on the boss, but I definitely want this intended for the boss. What do we got in here going on? What were we talking about? Sorry. I got super carried away because there was all kinds of bosses in that area.
Yeah. Honestly, brain is kind of slipped a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I got distracted by doing backflips. I did it though. Backflips and that.
Nice.
Speaking of, I guess kind of random, not gaming stuff, but my kid is getting into gymnastics now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
That's one of those things I've always like wanted to be able to do, you know, like casual backflips, but
See, I'm afraid of backflips. Like, I'm fine with front flips. I'm scared crap flips.
like death.
Yeah. Backflips. Just wake up to land on my neck.
But it'd be cool to do them, right? Like that.
I don't know. I think I still get terrified for others when they do them too, even if they're confident in doing them.
Oh wow. I guess I had that for sure. Like my anxiety like goes up when I see it done, but at the same time, it's also like envious. Like man, I'd like that. But yeah, I don't do well with upside down and rotating in the air like that. I don't do up very well. If I had a weakness, it'd be up.
See, I'm okay. Well, I have weird like caveats of up, if that makes sense. So like, I'd be fine with like the if you're talking about general gymnastics, I'd be fine with like the uneven bar.
Okay.
I'd probably be a little weird about jumping off the uneven bar, but I'd be okay with like just falling off of the top one, like downwards, like just stopping and dropping down.
Okay.
like there's another door in here, but I kind of start to think there isn't. Yeah, no, there isn't. It's just out. Wait, so where is that chest? I'm not okay with pole vault. Oh, there's the chest.
Oh, that's gymnastics.
Oh,
Could be
yeah,
stepped out of
fair.
gymnastics
No, it's not.
territory.
It's not. You're right.
That'd be. I would. You know what though? And they gotta like land and do flips and stuff. I'd watch that. Those. I think that's such a fascinating thing. I think it's a common idea, but like, what an interesting thing to do this amazing feat at like 15, 16, and then like write a memoir, which is like what?
Well, I mean,
Like,
you know who, Tom Holland was a gymnast, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So the path of Spider-Man is to be Spider-Man.
I mean, it makes sense. Jeez. We're gonna do it.
Have you watched the One Piece live action yet?
I don't have Netflix anymore. I haven't had Netflix for about 6 months.
Oh wow. Honestly, good for you. Be free.
I don't have Netflix. I don't have Hulu. I do not have what is the other one? HBO Max. I have Amazon Prime.
Right.
And that's it. And then whatever, there's like Freebie if you really want to say that I do, and then there's Tubi.
Right. Tubi's interesting. I've seen some places that offered it, and I'll check this out.
Tubi's not bad. Actually, they have a really good horror section. If you want my opinion.
I think horror is one of those genres that just can be great with like $20 in the dream.
Yeah, it kind of is like
you
that.
know, like
Oh,
just
geez.
yeah.
That honestly looks
Or I
good.
guess
But
$20 is a nightmare.
Are you trying to say there might be like one on Elm Street or something?
I mean, something like that. I just think that the idea, I think we're all scared of kind of like the same neighborhood of things.
Yeah, Elm
Or
Street.
if we're not afraid of it, we get it.
I'm definitely afraid of Elm Street.
I mean, yeah, it seems like a bad street.
Get me out of here!
Is Elm Street the one with Freddy?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's kind of a piece of work.
See, I like Freddy though, because they made him, or they started after a while making him funny, like just screwing around with people and stuff like that. But
I mean, it's like a morbid thing though, right? Like, oh,
yeah, I
I
mean,
take your head, and then he kills him, and it's like, okay, well you said you do it, yeah, that guy.
well, it's more like he's punny, like.
Right.
Woo!
To me, it's like, I wouldn't invite him.
Did you watch
for
that?
drinks. Yeah, you did.
Oh,
If you end everything you do with "Did you watch that?" then the answer is yes, because I can promptly look down and see it. But yes, I saw it. Creepy alien.
yeah, that guy's a big boy. He's a little scary boy.
Oh.
Weapon harvester. Whoa! Hey, I didn't know somebody was still here. No, sir, I don't like it.
No, I don't like it.
Oh!
The conflict resolution.
I'm over this game.
These two ladies got into a wreck out in the middle of nowhere in the road, and I went ahead and stole one of their cars. So now they're friends. 'Cause they survived the experience, and one of them definitely needs a ride.
Nice. Alright, well that concludes my lack of ability of how to play Returnal.
Oh.
Thank you for joining. Goodbye.